So a patient comes in to see us and they have a hip problem, and as the hip problem starts to improve, they now find that their low back is hurting, and they're asking us, well, why is that? I've got a hip problem, I never had a low back problem before, and now my low back is hurting. And the answer is actually very simple, and one that we see in clinic all the time, and it's again all to do with neurology. So with regard to neurology, it's really unusual, in fact almost impossible, for us to feel two discrete, beautifully described, very clear bits of pain at the same time. In fact, if you think about it, you've probably never ever experienced two bits of pain that are beautifully described, beautifully discrete, well understood on two different areas of your body at the same time. And the reason for that is the nervous system simply doesn't have the bandwidth to provide you with that information. So if you can imagine for one moment that you have two wasps and they sting you on both arms, what will probably happen is the brain will prioritize the threat from one bee sting and give you a crystal clear, beautifully bespoke, very well thought out, clear indication of exactly what's happened on this arm. And on this arm, you'll probably feel a little bit more dull. You'll definitely feel the pain, but it won't be as intense, it won't be as discrete, it won't be as specific, and it won't be as well described. And that's simply because the brain cannot process two discrete information about threat at the same time, to the same extent. And so what we generally find with patients is that when they have a hip problem, let's say, they're very well tuned in to actually what's going on in the hip, which is absolutely fine. And as we decrease the threat, as we decrease the inflammation, as we get the hip moving more freely, the brain re-interrogates, re-interviews the hip and goes, okay, well, there's not so much of a problem there. And it allows more bandwidth in the nervous system to have more information about other problems that might be going on. And so from the patient's perspective, they'll come on in to say, oh my gosh, I did have a pain here, but now actually it's moved. Well, of course, the truth of the matter is the pain hasn't moved. You actually had pain or threat information in the back all along. But because the priority was the hip, you didn't feel it so much. And as we decrease threat, you'll find that other areas of pain seem to pop up out of nowhere. And that's completely normal, it's part of the healing process, and it's something that actually shows progress. So rather than framing it that it's something to be frightened of and worried, it actually shows that we're improving things and things are getting better for you.